It's Easter vacation, and you know what that means? It's the time of year when university gives me a 1 week break, along with 5 assignments that are due at the end of said week. I love Easter. It's really the best time of year. But Evan, I hear you ask, why do we even celebrate Easter? That's a great question. I mean, we know that Easter always falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox. That's just common knowledge. But what does it actually mean? Well, I've heard that Easter celebration is apparently a reference to this book right here. I haven't actually read it, though it has been on my plan to read list for quite some time. My mother would always recommend it to me whenever she found me watching anime, so I think I'd probably like it, but I'm not really in the mood to get into any big novels right now. If only there was a fun, educational way for me to learn about the values and traditions of Christianity told in a format that I'm deeply familiar with. Well, look at that. So, apparently this book, Manga Messiah, was written by manga legend Hidenori Kumai from 2006 to 2011. His other works include, let's just read the synopsis, shall we? The story of Jesus Christ told through manga. Well, I'm sold. Luckily, Book Depository has got us covered with an extended sales pitch. Manga, pronounced manga, good to know, is the Japanese word for comics. It has become a huge hit with American teens and tweens. Well, I don't think I need to buy this book anymore, because after reading that sentence, I can safely confirm that God is dead. You know, sometimes you can just tell that a synopsis was written by some Christian white woman in the 40s who'd heard about the concept of manga, that very same day. Appealing to kids and adults, readers will find this edgy rendition of the gospel accounts both compelling and highly engaging. This authentic, cutting-edge art style is combined with fast-paced storytelling to deliver biblical truths to an ever-changing culture that is often a challenge to penetrate. You know, there's something about the phrases cutting edge, fast paced, and biblical truths being used in the same sentence that's just so funny to me. This is genuine Japanese manga style, unlike other Christian manga books in the marketplace. What's with the shade emanating from this sentence? Is there a hardcore Christian manga publishing rivalry going on that I'm not aware of? Features. Gives a unique presentation of the gospel accounts, includes a map of Galilee, Samaria, and Judea. Yes! Includes illustrated character profiles of key Bible people, features an illustrated page on 12 apostles, a great way to introduce anyone to the Bible. What the fuck happened to punctuation in this synopsis? Is this a demonstration of the fast-paced storytelling they were going on about earlier? Anyway, I was sold when I mentioned the map of Samaria, so let's go ahead and buy it. There was apparently a Finnish translation of this, translated by the Marika Vilika, that retails for only $5. Why do the Finns always get the nicest shit? No wonder they score so high on the happiness index every time.
Manga Messiah is an authentic Japanese comic book. The book has 4 gospels and a colorful 4-color illustration. The book is intended for young people and anyone interested in manga.
I really like the fact that they don't mention anything about being intended for people interested in the Bible at all. Also, isn't calling the color illustrations colorful a little redundant? Anyway, the Finnish translation was unfortunately out of print, so I ordered 2 English copies just for good measure. I also bought a copy of the Manga Bible by Siku, just to have something to compare it with. You know, now that I have this in my hands, I really don't know what qualifies this to be called a manga to begin with. Both the writer and artist are British, it reads from left to right, and the art style and page layout are both definitely more Western. Wow, look at these necks! Now this is cutting edge! In fact, I don't think the word manga is even mentioned once, besides in the title. There is a panel in the Book of Job where they show the atom bomb being dropped in Japan for no reason. So there's that. Oh, and there's this little line at the back of the book, containing both the Old and New Testament. This is the first ever English manga of the most important book of all time. This isn't even true! Manga Messiah came out a year before it! How dare you lie to me like that, Waterbook Press? Damn, I really should have heeded that warning from before. You really can't trust these other publishers, huh? Well, enough of that. Let's move on to some real manga. See, you can tell this is authentic because they put a bunch of Japanese words on the cover. Has he come to save the world or destroy it? Do you dare to read his story, even if it may change your life forever? Oh wow, I'm getting excited now. To start, we have some profiles of all the important characters, like the women. Also, here's the map we were promised. Yep, that certainly is a map. And then we have a list of chapters. Thanks for the spoilers there. Story starts off with a teenage girl called Miriam, who's out for a walk when a fucking JoJo character shows up out of nowhere and tells her she's pregnant. I mean, I've read weirder storylines in manga before, so to be honest, this is fine. Also, don't forget to take some time to appreciate this cutting-edge art style. The kid is born, and thanks to Mr. JoJo Angel working as a PR manager, everyone wants to come and check it out. Like this dude, for example, King Herod. He is very evil, and you can tell because literally 3 pages into his introduction, he starts going off about how much he loves to murder babies. And then he dies off screen. Wow, such fast-paced storytelling. Moving on, we get a little chapter dedicated to baby Jesus growing up. We get introduced to his cousin, John the Baptizer. I wonder what's gonna happen to him. As an adult, Jesus starts to gather a bunch of followers. And how does he do that, you may ask? Well, he just kinda walks up to them and goes, "Philip, follow me." And Philip's like, damn, he's really got away with words, this one. See, this is how you write a charismatic character right there. Here we have a guy who can just walk up to someone he just met and go, "Hey, what's your name? Oh, Simon, you say? Wrong! See that rock over there? That's your name. You're Rock now. Come on, Rock. It's time to go." And this guy is just completely fine with it. You know, the more I read, I get the feeling that this is actually just a harem manga in disguise. The guy from Saint Young Men is your blank slate protagonist. He goes around collecting his husbandos. We have Nathaniel, the calm, smart guy. Andrew, the loud one who loves food. There's John the Baptizer, if you want to go the incest route.
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
We have Peter, who's just a big tsundere, you know. Sometimes he'll be distant and act like he doesn't even know you, but he cares deep down, and it's all worth it when you get to see that blush. Then there's Judas, who's just the most loyal boy you could ever ask for. He'll stick with you through thick and thin, and even when the whole world seems to be against you, he'll still be hanging around. Anyway, John the Baptizer was talking mad shit about some important guy's waifu, and he got super salty and threw John in jail. The gang isn't too worried about it though, they just keep going about their business really. Going from town to town, preaching, telling stories, performing miracles, with hordes of people flocking around every time the mighty Lord is about to take up. Now 2 years have passed and John is fucking dead. What a twist. Jesus is on a vacation in Jerusalem and these guys are really butthurt about how popular it's getting. So these guys go complaining to this guy, but this guy doesn't really want anything to do with it, so he passes the problem along to this guy. But he's like, "Oh, fuck that shit, send him back." Well, it's like I'm reading a Kafka novel all of a sudden. So this guy then goes, "I don't want to decide. Does anyone else want to decide?" To which these guys reply, "Yeah, we want to decide. Fucking kill him." So they do. Except it turns out Jesus doesn't really die when he's killed, and he kinda just walks out of there. Oh hey look, it's my favorite character. The women. After being alive for a couple of weeks, Jesus then decides to fuck off into space, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have the Easter Bunny. In the end, we're left with this message. Many other stories of the miraculous things Yeshua did could be included here, but how could any one book hold it all? Wait, what? Isn't that kind of the point of... well, I guess that means that there's still a lot more for us to learn, and our adventure isn't over yet. So make sure to join in next time when I will analyze the deep religious symbolism of Bible Black. I'll see you then.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga.